Let's leave Chan for now, Mark. And as Chan has been raging on, the European football has been also preparing itself to return. The league version. There's one or two leagues started last weekend. This weekend, we have the return of the English Premiership and the La Liga, and also the French League One. But for today, let's just talk about the English Premier League. We'll pick up on those ones next week. English Premier League starts this weekend, and we have the big one is the opener is Liverpool against Bournemouth on Friday.
Yeah.
The very big match is between Arsenal and Man United at Old Trafford on Sunday. In between, Man City will have played against Wolves, and Tottenham will have played themselves, and then also Aston Villa and Newcastle will have clashed. Those are teams vying for Champions League places. And then on Sunday, Chelsea will also have a derby, the London derby, between them and Crystal Palace, the winners of the FA Cup last year
and the Community Shield.
And the Community Shield now. But it's something I want us to expound on. We have again seen the signings. Thankfully for some of these teams, the Premiership starts before the window closes. So even as the Premiership starts, they will still have an opportunity to sign some more, because Man United are so famously still looking to get Carlos Baleba over the line, or at least another defensive midfielder, and they still have a goalkeeper. We know that Chelsea is also still pursuing one or two more signings. God knows why, because I think they are full to the brim. But you hinted on this last weekend. One or two people listening to us might have missed it. Why do you say Arsenal are poised better than any other team to win the Premiership as it starts?
I'm going for Arsenal for two reasons, Mark. The first one is that they've actually strengthened in the one department where I felt that they were lacking. They've got a striker, a proven goal scorer in Gyökeres. Of course, they still have all the other guys around them. Kai Havertz, they have Gabriel Jesus, they have Martinelli, but Saka. But I feel they needed that.
Trossard.
Trossard and all. They needed that guy who's going to give them 25, 30 goals. And Gyökeres can do it. He's physical. He's a finisher. He's played in England before. And he's proven himself in Sporting Lisbon. And he's going to be the kind of guy who can match the numbers Haaland has been doing at Man City. Secondly, I think that Arsenal have been knocking on the door for quite some time. Something's about to give. I don't think Liverpool are going to have the kind of season they had last year, a season without a blemish. Have they become stronger? Maybe not, but they're still very formidable. They've got such a very good plethora of attacking firepower. I think they're going to get Isak in this window. They already have
Ekitike,
the guy I call Ekotipe. And then I just think Liverpool are bound to have, I won't call it a blip, but they can't have a season in which they have no injuries, in which they have no bad run of form. They have, last season Liverpool just had that, one of those seasons which you only have once in a blue moon, where you had no major injury, you had no bad run of form, and they hit the ground running from beginning up until the end. I think that as they get that, as they spend some time to figure themselves out, because listen, they've got some very good individual talent, but they're going to have to gel collectively. Vats, Isak, as and when he comes, Salah, and Ekitike, who's going to be coming off the bench. In contrast, Arsenal just have more or less the same team, and they just added on the guy they've been missing. They're missing part in the jigsaw. And then this, I feel, is very critical. Liverpool have won the Champions. They won the Premier League. They are going to think that their priority maybe in Europe. Arsenal's priority is not in Europe, in as much as in the Champions League. They want that title badly because Arteta is under so much pressure.
Yes, absolutely. I think, we usually argue about these things and we are different sides of the coin, but this once I'm going to agree with you. That is my belief. I believe that Arsenal are just about ready to win the English Premier League. They are very solid. Gabriel got injured at the end of last season, but I think he's back, and that partnership with Saliba was the best across Europe. If they rekindle that, they're going to be good. They've got a lot of backup everywhere. David Raya has now got Kepa Arrizabalaga as backup in goal, the two Spaniards. They've got for fullbacks where they have Luis Kelly. They've got Calafiori, who is an established Italian international of great talent. Yeah. They've got Julian Timber out wide on the right, and yet it's the same place where they have Ben White sometimes sitting on the bench. They've got Gabi Kiwior, who's now supposed to deputize for those two guys, Gabriel and Saliba. I think they're solid there. Where they've lost Thomas Partey in the middle, they also let go of Jorginho, who's gone back to Brazil. They've brought Zubimendi in to join Declan Rice. They've brought Christian Nogard into the same position. And they also have Mikel Merino, who became a number 9 for them last season, but he's also a holy midfielder. It's a very strong, deep
Arsenal,
team.
They always had a formidable defense.
Yes.
A very solid midfield. Their problem, Mark, was
they didn't have that
goal scorer.
And they were scoring lots of goals, but they were coming from
and that's why they always competed, but over 38 games, you're going to be found out. Which is even why Pep Guardiola decided to go and pursue Haaland. Guardiola has always been averse to those traditional centre forwards.
Number 9s, yeah.
But he decided to break the bank. Finally go for it. So you need that striker at the end of the day. Someone who's going to step onto the pitch and whose primary responsibility is to stick
go out there and score,
in the onion bag. Because
by the way,
Saka is going to win with his fair share, Trossard and Kai Havertz.
Martinelli, Kai Havertz.
There are games where they're going to miss chances because
Martin
they're not
Odegaard. They've got Noni Madueke as well.
Yeah, because the reason why Liverpool won the title last season, over and above the things I've said before, is that they, in addition to having a prolific Mo Salah, who was getting the numbers of a centre forward, and Salah had a season he will not have again in his Premiership career.
Unlikely.
They had strikers.
Yes.
They were getting goals from Cody Gakpo. They were getting the odd goals from Darwin Núñez, who let go.
Every once in a while,
They were getting goals from
the late Diogo Jota.
From the Diogo Jota. So and yet Salah was banging them in droves. He was making them in droves. Now Arsenal didn't have that guy. They didn't have. At the end of the day, yes, when they had a crisis, Merino came in and he did very well, by the way. Very, very well. Yes, but Merino, he's a midfielder.
Yes,
he's not a striker.
Yes, there is one who's going to be found out as well. Gyökeres has already shown them a glimpse of what he can do. There was that powerful head and their 3-0 win in the last friendly they had. And and he's jumping at the bit to go.
And I've always felt no team in the Premier League, Mark, Liverpool and City included, makes the more chances than Arsenal. So if Gyökeres is going to get the kind of chances which have been put on the silver platter by the way Arsenal plays, is the guy kind of guy who's going to score 25, 30 goals. Yeah,
but this is what I'm going to tell you, Mark, and people had better note it. It hasn't happened for quite a bit now, but it's very possible, the way I see it, for English Premier League to have a 4-way title race for at least the first 6 months. Somebody will drop off in March, and then another 2 will drop off in April maybe, and you have just a 2-way in May. But for most of this season, which has not been there for a long time, you could have a 4-way run for the title. Because I'll tell you, while Arsenal and Liverpool, we've talked about them as being favourites, Man City, whose only issue this summer was to replace actually Kevin De Bruyne, the departing Kevin De Bruyne, because while they played poor as a team, individuals underperformed who we know can still deliver. Everybody from the back to Haaland can still deliver. They needed to replace Kevin De Bruyne, and I was wondering where that was going to happen. They've made some clever signings. They've got some guys who are going to grow into the Premiership now. Omar Mamosh and Nico Gonzalez, guys they bought in January. I thought they did good business there, and Kusanov at the back. But watching their preseason friendlies, I've liked the look of Ryan Cherki, 1, but 2, Tijani Reinders a lot. This last game against Palermo, their last friendly against Palermo, Reinders actually scored twice. And while these guys are not Kevin De Bruyne, they've got 2 for 1 who can plug those gaps. And I think City are going to be back in the running for that title. And then, surprise, surprise, something people might not believe quickly, is that if they start the season well, Chelsea are actually going to be title contenders as well, because I think that's how strong they are. And in doing the business they've done with Joao Pedro and Liam Delap and that Brazilian kid Estevao, I think they've done greatly. They've signed also a centre back and 2 other midfielders who guys will get to know as the season goes. They don't know them that much now.
And they're still running for Javi Simons.
Javi Simons, yeah. And even perhaps even Alejandro Garnacho. These guys are going to be title contenders as well. I don't know which of the two will drop off there, but they will.
I have Chelsea dropping off, Mark, but that discussion is for another day.
Another day, yeah. But that means I'm saying that United are not going to, Man United are not going to finish in the top 4. I think the business United have done have put them ahead of Spurs and Aston Villa and Newcastle. And if they got Carlos Baleba in, they can fight one of those 4 teams for a top 4 place. And if they got Donnarumma in, then it would be a 5-way fight for the title. I'm telling you. But that is ifs. Those are still 2 ifs.
Yeah, United.
Carlos Baleba costing
United will not get Donnarumma. I don't think so.
Donnarumma is going to cost even less than Carlos Baleba, Mark, because his surplus requirements. Enrique has decided.
Yeah, but
he's throwing out the guy who's actually going to win.
He'll be commanding obscene wages.
Yeah,
which I'm not sure United is willing to pay.
Yeah, this is the guy, by the way, who's going to win the Golden Gloves this year.
Yeah,
as goalkeeper of the year.
Yeah, was instrumental in PSG's historic.
But he has fallen out with Enrique, and now Enrique is saying he wants a different kind of goalkeeper. They've bought the guy from Chevalier from Lille, who's also a solid goalkeeper, but Donnarumma would cost a lot less than Baleba. And don't be surprised if United get him over the line before they even get Baleba.